Well, there's still a truck here, and it's about 7:30, and we're gonna try to live stream from the shop. I haven't tried this yet, so this will be a very interesting thing to try out. So, yeah. Gotta clean up the damn workbench too. It's still a mess. So, yeah. So what's going on today? Well, there's been a few things that have been going on. One, I mowed my grass again. I have to trim yet, but I'll probably trim tomorrow. If I have time tonight, maybe I'll do a couple rounds, but there's a lot of shit around here to trim around here, so. Poor connection, of course. I don't know why it's saying that, but whatever. So, but yeah, we didn't get much of storms after, so much storms last night. So, I got a lot of trimming yet to do, and yeah, lots of weeds around here and around the house that need to be trimmed. I just don't feel like doing it. It's a lot. I'd probably be doing that for an hour. So, but it's dried out enough here to where I've been able to mow everything that I usually do mow. I mowed that ditch over there at the farm, and was able to get down into the bush there, and I mowed that little piece. That was a nightmare from hell because the grass was already up to my head already. So that was some lovely work. Yeah, I got some trimming to do. So there's one thing I like to do is down there in the bush where I mowed. I mowed it with the deck all the way up because I wasn't going to try to mow it short like I normally would, because it'd be too hard on the mower. The one thing I like to do is maybe put a electric fence down there and put my cows down there, or put my cow down there anyway. Because that grass, it's up to here, and that stuff is just green as ever. It's like, why should I mow it when the cows could just eat it, So, it's kind of a waste, but what are you going to do, right? But, yeah. Surprisingly, that little bit of rain that we got last night, it really made my grass take off, because a few hours before the rain even hit, my grass was pretty brown. And then after that rain we got, she took off. So, but yeah, the truck shouldn't even be here. It's past 7 o'clock already. What are you gonna do? Everyone's a freaking idiots around here. So, and another thing that went on today as well is the young guy brought the bull down, so the bull will be here for about a month. So, I guess we'll see what he's up to, and we have to feed him special food because he's a $5,000 bull, so gotta take good care of him. So it's a black bull, Angus. That's all we use. That's what we do now. It's just Angus. We used to do the red cows, but they didn't really bring a lot of money, so it wasn't really worth it. So then we all switched over to Angus, and it's made us some more money. So, but yeah, would be nice to put them down there in the bush, let them eat that grass down there, because the grass up in the pastures are pretty short. So, well, all bulls can be mean. You know, some are nicer, but they can turn evil too, so kind of just have to really be careful around those suckers. But, yeah. Bulls are bulls. So, but, yeah, not much going on, like I said. They just did some mowing and brought the bull down and whatnot. So, am I going to show the bull? Well, probably from a distance. If I do, it'll be from a distance. So, because I'm not gonna want to deal with it. So, it'll be here for probably about a month or so. And then after that, it shouldn't be here anymore, but we'll see. But it would be nice to put them down there in the bush. Let them eat that good grass that's down there. Because in the pastures, the grass is really short. It's literally like my lawn. You know, just when I got done mowing it, you see, if not a little bit worse. So, does it get along with our cows? So far, it looks like it. I haven't really checked up on it since he brought it down earlier. I kind of glanced at it when I was coming home with the mower, but they seem to be getting along all right. They kind of have to. So, yeah. So, yeah. I wish that our hay in the whole entire field looked like what that stuff is down there in the bush, because that stuff's nice and tall. You know, and cows it'd probably take them even just a few days to probably eat it, maybe even probably a week or two, just depending on how hungry they were, but so yeah. At least the sun's out. You can kind of see that. It was cloudy this morning. We did have a severe thunderstorm roll by around 6 or 7 in the morning. So, yeah. For the most part, they'll eat hay, but you can feed them. You're probably better off feeding them alfalfa, which is a better kind of a grass. Either that, or you can feed them chop or grain, whatever. So, but they just can't constantly eat grain. They gotta eat grass too, you know, and other stuff like that. So, but yeah, they usually like the green grass a lot more than the bales. So, yeah, you can feed them silage too. Every farm does it a little bit different, you know. Usually silage, if you put that up green, it'll stay green, just like a round bale will. The problem is that a round bale can catch fire, you know. So, nah. We usually just let our hay dry out and then we'll bale it. So, it works. I don't know why that bastard's still here. You probably can't even see him behind the trees there, but it's past 7:30. I'm sure of it already, and he's still here loading. He was here like half the day. He just sat there and did nothing. So, which is kind of stupid. Either load or don't be here then. So, very bad connection. Yeah, I don't know, maybe the power lines are kind of interfering with it too. I don't really know, but something's interfering with it, I suppose. But, yeah. So, of course I don't know why it's still saying poor connection. Because it's stupid. So, yeah, I don't have money for that right now. So, and I don't know why you'd sell it anyway. It's a lot better than mine. At least for horsepower and traction wise. But, whatever. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll get, hopefully we don't get any more rain now for a little while, even though I guess we kind of need it because we got our seed in the ground, but don't need a whole heck of a lot of it at one time, you know. Sometimes we get so much of it that it's just too much. So, but at least things are finally drying up. Ditches are getting empty. They pretty much are empty now. So, but yeah. Now the neighbor should mow their yard. You want a 1010? I'm not sure if I've seen a John Deere 1010 before. I might have, I just don't really pay attention. So, I'm sure all tractors have their ups and downs. And all that kind of good stuff, you know. So, yeah, it's an oldie. That would be for sure. We have a lot of old equipment too, and a lot of it we need to rebuild as well, but fortunately it's just not really needed. So, got my fan running here too, just to kind of move the air a little bit because she's a hot one in here. So, but I'm slowly cleaning up the workbench too, a little bit here and there. So, no, it's definitely not 90 degrees outside. It was actually kind of a cool one. Mainly because it was so bloody windy out, you know. Like, we even had a wind advisory, 25 to 40 mile per hour gusts. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit warmer than 60 here, but that's good. It's good enough for me. I don't mind it when it's hot out, like in the 90s and stuff, but there can't be that humidity and stuff like that. That's what kind of gets on my nerves. I don't know what kind of bug that was, but it flew. So, but yeah, at least, well, don't really have a lot of plans. Right now it's just to get the 1586 fixed, get a sprayer, and pay off a couple of bills. I hope next year will be a better year. Just too many bills and not enough money. So, not sure what I'm going to do with those, but yeah, the 1586 has got a blown I believe it's a copper seal for the injector. It's on the number 2 cylinder. It's out. It blew out, so I got a loud tick on the motor. So that's not a major problem. It's an easy fix, but it needs to be done in a shop. So, but whatever. That'll get fixed eventually. When, I don't really know, but better get fixed. Because there's no point in leaving it like that, because especially when I need it. So, I don't really know what it's going to cost to replace it. The young guy said it'd be fairly cheap, so apparently he said that he'd just pay for it. So, let him. It's probably not going to be a lot. I think the only problem is it's just a copper seal, and that's probably a few bucks at a shop or something. So, I don't know. No, I don't think he broke it. I think it was probably about time for it to blow out anyway. Which was funny because when I had first bought the tractor, I had taken it to the dealer, and they said that the number 3 cylinder and the number 5 cylinder were blown out. So they went ahead and replaced them, and now number 2's acting up. So. And that's part of owning old equipment. I mean, what do you expect? It's not going to run like brand new. Which is not what I want anyway. I don't want brand new because brand new is just a pain in the ass. So, I gotta get these all straightened out too, my sockets, because they all keep popping off. So, but yeah, we'll probably fix the tractor, I guess one of these rainy days. I know that we still have to move the cultivator. We haven't done that yet. It's still sitting out there in the field. It's a shop key. We'll probably have to use the big tractor, though, or the 1586 to move it. Because I don't think he's going to want to come back with his. Just to move it. So. Well, he was driving because the day that he showed up, the day that he wanted me to break the ground or cultivate, was the day I was going to the bank. So I was going to be gone most of the day. So I was like, well, if you want to get shit done, you can just go ahead and do it yourself. Hook it up and, go rip some ground with it for a little while. And that's what he ended up doing. So whatever. It's just less work for me to have to deal with, but well, I don't really think it was his fault. I mean, it's just he wasn't really being hard on it, so I'm not going to really worry about it. It was probably going to blow out eventually at some point anyway, but got something from Facebook. Yeah, you probably guys heard that too. So, but yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I don't think he'll hurt it. It's got over 8,900 hours. Tractors don't go by miles; they go by hours. So, shit! There goes a nut. Where the fuck did that go to now? It's got a little bit over 8,900 hours. It's quite a bit, but with these older tractors, they last longer. So, the last owners, as far as I know, they just used it to chop, or not chop, but brush hog corn stalks. That's what I took it as, because in the pictures it showed that it was hooked to a brush hog when they were in the cornfield. So I figured that's probably what they were doing. They were chopping corn stalks down with the brush hog. Which you don't really need a 1586 for that. You can get something. You can get away with something smaller than that, but usually the way those tractors are set it up, like mine is, they're usually ground working machines because of the big beefy tires and everything on it. So I don't know if maybe the owners before them broke ground with it or what, but what are you gonna do? Tractors are tractors, so. I don't know what they did to it. I don't know if they were beating the hell out of it or not, but they must have been somewhat poor though, because they never knew how to replace a fucking rim. You know, it's like replace the rim. If you see a crack in it, why weld it? Just frickin' put a new one on. It ain't that damn expensive. If you're a farmer, you can afford a rim. Find a damn used one at the junkyard. You know, it's like it ain't that damn hard. So, but a lot of farmers do stuff the cheap way. So, what are you gonna do though? So, planning on getting a combine? Well, probably. It just won't be anytime bloody soon. It'll probably be in 20 years. It'll probably be in 20 years when I have the money. Right now I don't have the money, so I am not going to worry about it too much right now. What does this say here? 16ths. Well, you know, I got lucky with that. Yeah, let's grease all over it. But yeah, it would be nice to have a combine, but if I did get one, it would obviously be an old one. Yeah, that wouldn't go over too well. I don't think. It'd be funny, but probably wouldn't get away with it. Damn it. Stupid things. Where the fuck did this come off now? Right here, I guess. But at least the bull's here. We'll get the cows pregnant and be good with it, so. Yeah. Probably could do that too, I suppose. I don't really know, but come on, get on there, you bastard. Put my sockets away. 7/8 right here. No, that's 7/16. No, that is it. Alright. But yeah. Yeah. Where the hell did this go to? 13/16's right here. But I don't plan on getting a combine for a while. It'll be a while. I gotta work on getting a loader and then after a loader, I'll probably end up getting a baler or a mower. And then from there, he's taking off now, that trucker. 1/8. I guess that must be it. Yeah, after a baler, it'll be a mower, and then got lots of stuff to plan on buying, but with no money, so. Yeah, there's no, there's not much I can do about that. I'm just gonna have to, work my ass off And the only way I can do that is to make sure I try to get as many cattle as I possibly can. So hopefully my cow will get pregnant again, and we won't have a fuck up like we did last winter. And I'll actually be able to keep the damn thing if it's a girl. If it's a boy, then we'll sell it. That's where you're making money, is in the females. Well, both actually. You make money in both. It's just that the females, you end up keeping those, and then the males, you end up getting rid of them. So, gotta get more cattle. If I could sell 2 cows a year, you know, and each cow goes for about $600, you know, that's a lot of money. And it would help too, because then I can pay off some of my debt. Get rid of some of my bullshit debt. Not be so damn broke. I guess that won't fit there. So, yeah. That's where those went. I was looking for those. That's where that went, too. No, I'm not going to be selling them directly to the slaughterhouse. I will be selling them to the young guy, and then whatever he does with them from there, that will be his problem. So, but it's easier this way too, because we don't have to deal with that. It'll save us a trip having to go somewhere. Yeah, I don't know if there are any slaughterhouses around here. I'm not too sure about that, because I don't do that kind of stuff. So there probably is, but I don't really know. And for me, it's not going to matter, because as long as the young guy's around, I'll just sell my cows to him. What's sad about it? Sending them there, or not being close enough? Oh, I guess I'll get my other fancy new trash can going here. Yeah, they probably don't really care to go there, but we kind of need food, you know. And I'm not going to turn into a vegetarian just because people feel sorry about them. Cattle have been around since the beginning of time, and that's all we've ever ate. That's the old tractor antenna. Have to go in this scrap bin. All this metal junk. Ridiculous. But I know there would be some people that will probably say, we don't need meat. Actually, meat is kind of good for you. You know, if you eat too much of it, yeah, it's probably not good for you, but a little bit here and there won't kill your body. It's like, really, just eat a damn piece of meat and shut your damn mouth, you know? It's like, stop trying to control people, because it's not going to happen. Live your own life, and other people will live their own lives. Yeah, I'm not going to do scrap metal. Because there was one guy that was that was doing that here in town, and he got kicked out. Well, yeah, kind of got kicked out because, well, for one, they needed the space, but we didn't really need him here anyway. We do have lots of scrap metal at the farm that we could probably get rid of, but you're not going to really make a lot of money on that. I kind of wouldn't mind getting into a hobby. You guys will have to tell me if this is a good idea or not. I was thinking of maybe getting into selling eggs. You know, like, you know, farm eggs. I probably wouldn't pay a lot, but I think it'd be a cheap route to go, and you'd probably make a little bit of money in the process of doing so. But you guys can kind of tell me what you think. We did have a lot of chickens for a while there. We had so many that we couldn't eat all their eggs, but we didn't have quite enough worth selling either. I think it would be, you know, would be a kind of a fun idea to try getting into selling some chicken eggs. Trying to sell them around here. Yeah, I didn't know you could buy eggs on eBay. Usually my grandma takes care of that, though. She has a place where she orders eggs from, so I don't really bother buying eggs. I don't think I'd want to sell eggs on eBay. You know, because of the shipping cost. I'd let it maybe start off locally around here. So I don't really care what people do with the eggs. You know, if they want to, you know, eat them or hatch them. As long as I make some money off it, that's really all I think I'd care about. I don't really care about anything else. Buying chickens is not a hard thing. That's just it. They're cheap. And I think the smallest amount we can buy is like 8 or 6 at a time. So, yeah. Huh, what the hell was stuck? That must have been a, this come off my trailer, this bolt, but that looks like it must have been a groundy wire connector. Never noticed it on there before. We don't need it, it's broken. But yeah, I think it would just be fun to get into selling eggs. Maybe just try to sell them on eBay or sell them locally for now. Selling them on eBay is what's going to be the problem, though, because that's going to be a lot for shipping and handling. So I think I'd probably let it start off locally. Yeah, I don't know if schools would buy eggs. I suppose I don't see why not. But I honestly don't know if they would or not. So I actually wouldn't mind starting my own egg company, you know, like you sell eggs, obviously. So, yeah. That'd be funny. But I don't think you'd make any money off of that. So, but that's just what I've thought of maybe doing. I'd have to look it up and see what it would take to get into that kind of business, but Shouldn't take a heck of a lot, you would think. So, yeah, you can definitely taste the difference in the store eggs, and they're not quite as yellow as a farm egg. That's why I've always liked farm eggs better. They taste way better and look way better, and they're not full of chemicals. Just trying to make some room over here. I'm not gonna get any more room than that. I got lots of chairs in here. I even got this from my sister a while back. That Dodge Ram chair. She bought me that, and then there's a few lawn chairs. These are the really old ones, though. We don't use these. Yeah, that's a chair. It's a lawn chair. And then there's probably another one up here somewhere too. There probably is another one up here somewhere, but we don't use this one though. We don't use that. We have our own. Hands are all shit now. So, but it's there in case we do need it. For whatever reasons, I guess. Need to get rid of that heater too. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know how old the bull is. I don't really know. I've never asked him. I'm sure it's, decently young anyway. So, they can't be too young because then they won't breed. So, they got to be at least over a couple years old or 3 years old or whatever in order to do anything with them. So, but yeah. So, not really much else to talk about because there isn't really much going on. We haven't had any storms. I think they're talking storms in a few days. After we get this little bit of a heat wave thing going on again. No, I live a little bit further north of him. A lot north of him, I believe. I think he's in Wisconsin, I think. So, as far as I think, anyway. So, yeah. But, what are you going to do? Now, there's not very many YouTube farmers around here. Yeah, I don't have any YouTube farmers around by me. Any kind of a YouTuber. As far as I know. All the ones I know are from Wisconsin and below. So, no, there's one up in Canada. But, damn mosquitoes. I think One Lonely Farmer is by Pennsylvania there or wherever, I believe. He'd be kind of, I think, closer to where the Amish live. As far as I know. That's the way I've seen it, so. But, yeah. Such a dirty workbench already. Well, he probably looks like he lives in the UK because a lot of his equipment's coming from the UK now. He bought 2 John Deere tractors from there, and I believe that's where his chrome baler come from. So, but no, he is from the US. So, but what are you gonna do? So, I don't really know exactly how many acres, but I thought he said around 3,500, but I think he wants more than that. So, not 100% sure on how much land he's got, but he's got a few anyway. So, dirt everywhere. Still never did ever wash the snowplow yet either. Still sitting there. Never even put it up on blocks yet either. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna work for someone that's super far away. That's just too much traveling and not worth my time. I'd be spending more money on traveling than it would be worth to, to work for him. And plus, I don't really want to work for anyone else anyway. I'd rather be my own boss and do stuff my way. What's going on, James? Yeah, I don't want an RV. I don't need an RV. It's not needed. I ain't that damn old yet that I need one. So, whatever. I don't need one. So, I'm doing alright. Just had some storms this morning and brought the bull down earlier. So, yeah, the bull's here and all that kind of good stuff. So, now you'd have to get a job. And I think the best thing to do is see what kind of job you would actually like. Just don't go work at a job that you don't like. Save yourself the bullshit and just go find something that you actually like. Like if you like messing with computers, then go work for a computer company. If you like working on engines, go be a mechanic. So, what's going on there, IH? Welcome to the show. But yeah, if I wanted to get a job, yeah, I need to probably do that a little more often too. But I think they come out more during the night. If I was to ever get a job, it'd probably be with my sister because she's getting to that point, and she's been with her job now for about over 10 years now or something like that. So she's eligible enough now to where she can actually get a license and open her own business like what she's doing now. And then she can basically be her own boss, and then she can hire whoever she wants. So, but the problem with that is that's a $500 deal. So I believe so if my sister wanted to do it, they would split the payment. She would pay half, and then her company would pay the other half. So then if she was to start a company, I'd probably go work for her. Because then I can work at home or whatever. Because she'll be living down in Florida, and I ain't going to deal with that. So, well, you can work at Walmart. It would be a good job to get you by. I would not want to make a career out of it. Like, to be honest with you, the best thing is probably just to go to college. Get your whatever, so you can get a high-end job, like be a lawyer or a doctor or something stupid like that. Because you don't want to do something low paying, you know. Farming's still kind of a low paying job, but because with farmers they only get paid once a year, compared to if you worked at a business you get paid every week or every other week. So working for my sister would be nice because then I'd get a third income coming in. So now, as far as I know, they're not hiring, and plus they're still too far away, and I don't have my own vehicle, so it's hard. And plus, working at a hardware, you would have to definitely know your shit. And I don't know. It's just, like I said, I'd rather be my own boss, but if it came down right to it, I'd probably just work for my sister if she opened her own business. So, which would be good for her too, because then she'd make even more money. She's making decent money now, but she could be making a heck of a lot more if she was her own boss, started her own company. So, people at my hardware seem to know their stuff, you know. Sometimes they'll have to look it up or whatever, you know. Like if you want a certain bolt size, they'll have to go. They have a thing sitting on the shelf where you can see what size bolt you have. It's got like a nut in it. It's got different sizes of nuts, and you can just screw it in, and if it fits, that's the size of nut. That's the size of bolt you want. Then that's what they usually go off of. You know, it's kind of like a cheater tool. A true hardware owner would know their bolts. So, oh, hello. Yeah, bolts are pretty cheap here. I've kind of thought about becoming a plumber, you know, just for the hell of it. But again, I'd rather be my own boss. But I think in order to be your own boss plumber guy, you have to work for another plumber for a few years to prove that you're capable of doing that kind of stuff. And there again, that's, you really have to know your stuff. And I'm probably not going to remember half of it. So. No, I think I'd probably rather just be my own boss at farming and all that other stuff. So, what's going on, John Deere man? So, I think I'd rather just sell chicken eggs, because that would be a cheaper thing to get in. So, show the X724. I can't. It's in the garage. I just got done mowing my lawn today. I went and did some brush hogging as well, which ended up being a job from hell. So I'm going to have to go over it again, but whatever. No, I didn't film it. The reason why I didn't film me mowing or brush hogging is because I'm using the John Deere app, and I don't think I can do both at the same time. I probably could have, but I think it would have really sucked my battery juice down. I was thinking about maybe live streaming it, but I just wanted to get done. And then the allergy attack kicked in, and after that I couldn't focus. I just had to, you know what? I did it good enough. I'm leaving. I gotta wait for the allergies to go down a little bit out there, so. So, yeah, I could do that too. No, the John Deere's tractor, John Deere man's tractor is newer than mine. Horsepower wise, I think it's the same. Mine's an X724. His is an X730. So it's. I think his is only 2-wheel drive and 2-wheel steer, whereas mine is 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer. John Deere made so many different models of machines, I don't really get the point of them, but whatever. Well, they'd probably go about the same speed, regardless. Yeah, I think I would like to upgrade to an X758. I want to get something diesel, something 4-wheel drive, and maybe with a cab, or can't put turbos on them. They're gas engines. You just blow them up. Or I'd probably upgrade to a 1026R, or I would upgrade to a 3720 cab tractor and mow my yard with that. 3720 would be overkill, but it'd be good for garden work. So, yeah. I don't need a backhoe. I don't know what the hell I need a backhoe for. I actually kind of wanted to at one time there. It was before I got the 1586. I was probably about a year before that. Yeah. Yeah, the 3720s are my favorite tractors. I really wouldn't have mind gotten a 40. I wouldn't mind have gotten a 4720. They're actually my all-time favorite tractor, but for me, I just kind of been liking the 3720s a little bit better. So yeah, that's the one complaint I have with the mower I have now is I don't have a cab on it. So I was at one time going to build my own screen cab for my little tractor so I could mow in the summertime and not have to deal with bugs and grass blowing on me. I was just going to build that out of PVC piping. Yeah, I looked at the 55s and they're a little bit too much money. Nice tractors, but they're just a lot of money. And I don't want to deal with that DEF bullshit, you know. So yeah, I could have gotten a zero turn, but I'm not a big fan of them. Back then, I wasn't a big fan of them. The John Deere dealer did offer me one. He's like, well, would you rather have a zero turn? I'm like, no. I didn't really want that. And plus, with this tractor, I can put a snowblower on it. I can put a tiller on it. You know, I can do all that kind of stuff with it. At the time, I just thought I'd just be strictly mowing with it, but now I'm kind of in the mood that I want to put a blower on it, a snow blower, and put a 3-point hitch on it and a PTO and put a brush hog on the back. So yeah, I'm not a super big fan of New Holland, only because of their pedal design. So should have gotten a category 1, not a 0. So can't do. I mean, there's a few attachments out there for category 0, but there's a lot more category 1s, and you might find that out later on when you want to do bigger and better stuff with it. So I just planned on strictly getting a category 1 put on the back of mine, but what are you gonna do? So so yeah, I figured a 3720 would be good because of the cab. So too many comments, can't read them all. So yeah. I can't get a newer tractor like the ones that are the same horsepower as those the 3720s because they're just too much damn money. I can get a 3720 used for a lot cheaper. I have looked at a couple, but they didn't have cabs on them. But I'd rather have one with a cab on it. So, kind of would be nice to get out of debt and get some stuff, and then start putting some money aside, and upgrading my mower. Don't know if I'd still want to sell the X724 because it's a great mower, but I think a 3720 would just be better. For snow blowing work, it would be great, and a little bit of mowing here and there would be good, and loader work would be definitely good. So, no, I haven't really thought about selling the 1586. If shit hits the fan again, then I will, but as of right now, no. I'm just gonna keep dumping money and do it. That's the problem too with right now. Anyways, having a cow, since I didn't have a bull, I'm not making money. I don't know if the young guy would buy it. I don't know. And if he did, he'd have to pay what I want for it. I'm not selling it for $8,500 or $8,000 like the other guy sold it for because I put a lot of money into it and I want my money back. So I'm going to be charging well over 10 grand for it. So yeah, I'm going to probably be asking over 10 grand for it because it's just something I need to make my money back. And if I don't make money off of cattle, like if this happens again next year where my cow doesn't survive and doesn't have a baby or the baby dies, I may just have to call it quits because now this is just getting frustrating and it's just not worth my time. So yeah, I don't play the lotto things or whatever. It's just no one ever really wins those things, and if you do, you don't win a lot. So I already told him what I paid for it, so he knows. But I'm going to be asking maximum probably 12 grand, because I want my money back. I want my money back for putting into the motor, the rim, and then to buy the tractor and then to ship it here. I want all that back. So, yeah, it's going to be at least 12 grand probably. I'm not selling it for anything less than probably that, less than 10 grand at least. So, if I got 12 grand, let's say if I sold the 1586 for 12 grand, the first thing I'd do, let's see the comments here. Nah, I'm probably going to sell it on Tractor House. I have better luck. I think I'd have better luck than Craigslist. So, now 12 grand would still never pay for a 3720 unless you got one without a cap. The thing I'm going to do is if I sell the 1586 plus my cow, which I'll probably get like $600 for the cow, I'm going to pay off my debt and go get a vehicle. Well, if you did buy the X724, you'd be buying a great machine because it's it's got some dings and scratches, but it's not beat to shit. It's not wore out. It's all still original parts. I don't hear any noises. Nothing's squeaking besides the scalping wheel, which if you just grease it, then it goes away. You're only buying a machine that's got 380 hours on it. That's pretty young for that machine. But I'm going to try to get it up as high as I can, so. Well, if I have comments rolling in. I don't know. It depends on what I'd find cheapest. Usually International's cheaper, so I probably end up getting another International again. So, um, but yeah, I will just definitely just pay off my debt and get a vehicle. And what vehicle I'm looking for? I would like a Dodge Ram pickup truck, like a 2500 or a 3500. You can usually get them fairly cheap. Uh, if not, then I'm probably just looking for a small, well, not a small, decent sized SUV. So, yeah, Ford pickups are just too much money. Never get a 1500. I haven't really seen anything that's wrong with them, but every truck has their ups and downs. I don't care what the hell you buy. I don't care if it's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge, whatever, something Chinese made. They're all going to have their ups and downs. I would probably get a Blazer, like a Chevy Blazer kind of looking thing. It's not a Blazer though. I mean, because Chevy actually did make a Blazer called Blazer. I think the one I'm looking at was the same one as what my aunt had back in the day. I think it might have been a Trailblazer. I'm not sure. So, well, no matter what vehicle I get, I can always just do whatever the hell I want to it. You know, it doesn't have to be a certain vehicle. So, yeah, I don't really know if I'd get a Honda of anything besides, you know, maybe like a Honda Tiller or something like that. Right now I'm looking at Troy-Bilt, but what are you gonna do? I probably will try to fix this Tiller up at some point, and I guess either try to sell it or use it again. It's just I got that feeling with this Tiller. I'm going to probably be putting a lot of money into it. So yeah, I probably could get a work van, but I don't really need something that extreme. So I just want something that's got good ground clearance, 4-wheel drive, good tires, good engine, tranny, decent body, and all that kind of good stuff. So, what's a KM? What the hell is that? KM 130R. So, no, not really. I wasn't really too surprised. Because they're good mowers. I mean, I've seen plenty of them around already. So, as long as you take good care of them, they'll pretty much will last for a lot of years. I mean, I've had mine, 8 or 9 years, and it runs like brand new. So, yeah, you definitely got to check their frames and stuff out. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe getting one of those steel thingies where you can get different attachments. It's basically like a trimmer, and you can get different. You can get like a tiller attachment and stuff like that. That even if I did do that, that would still be too small. I gotta have some kind of a walk behind tiller for our size of gardens. So, I got a feeling if I fix this tiller, I'm just gonna be in a couple of years. I'll be going back and buying another transmission. I mean, this tiller I probably only had it. Well, when it was running, probably maybe 3 years, 4 years, somewhere around there, and the training cycle. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I've thought of doing. If you don't need the X310 anymore, sell it. If you guys still have a use for it, then keep it. You don't really need two mores, but... Oh yeah, that's nothing too. The X310 would make a good backup machine. So, it'd be a great backup machine if you needed it. For me, I don't have a backup machine, so I'd have to go to the farm and steal my uncle's mower, and his is so damn old and slow and small. So yeah. Don't let it sit too long, man. I would go out there and start it. Put some fuel stabilizer in if you don't plan on using it. I think the maximum is about 12 months, a year, on fuel stabilizer. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of would like to sell the tiller. I wish I could sell it as it is, but I know no one's going to buy it in pieces. I don't think even I would do that. So, best thing would just be just to fix it up and let someone buy it. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good way of cultivating. Breaking up, pulling out weeds, breaking up ground. So, I hope you guys seen part 1 of the seeding video earlier today. That was done yesterday, right before the storms moved in. Part 1's up already. Part 2 will be up tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, yeah, it should be up tomorrow. So if you guys want to go check out that video later, you can too. I think the first one was only about 20 minutes. So yeah, I didn't really know if I was going to live stream or not. I didn't really know what I was going to do. So, but yeah. 24 minutes, yeah. The next one will be a hell of a lot shorter. That one there, part 2 is only going to be about 11 minutes. So, yeah, you can take your time there, James. Don't worry about it. It's not going to go anywhere. But a lot of that video I sped up, okay? So it's not... A little bit of it is real time, but most of it's been sped up. And I took out a little bit of bits and pieces of it. So that's how I got the... I wanted to put it all together and speed it up, but then it was still going to be over an hour. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just cut it up into 2 parts and good enough. So, a lot of people complain that my videos are too long. I understand, but, you know, that's just kind of just the way it is. Kind of works out easier for me for editing wise. I can just shove it together and be done with it. Because if I have to cut them up, then it's just a lot more work. But I figured I do it once in a while. So I don't have any videos planned for Monday or even for next week. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing. So there's not really much to do. So, well, if trolls give you a hard time, I just wouldn't say anything to them. So, I don't think barbed wire would pop the tires. They would have to be, they'd have to have some pretty long spikes on them or something. But, a couple things I wouldn't mind doing. I've said this one already. Since I've gotten some more viewers now, maybe you guys can put your input in too. Read the comments. So, going on there. So yeah, the guy that told you to fuck off. Yeah, he's just a troll, but just, that was only on that one video. So the rest of my videos, I don't think you have to worry about too much. That's why I didn't really make a video about talking about that problem with Bill T-Max, about the gate issue, because I didn't want all my good subscribers to come together and a bunch of trolls come in and we all, that is just, I've tried to avoid that. That's the problem with that other build video I did way back. That video got a lot of dislikes. But that's just, those are his trolls coming over to my channel. But I'm okay with it though, because you know what? At the end of the day, regardless if they're trolls or not, I still make a paycheck off that video. So screw it. That's why I never took it down, because I knew it would make me money. So the best thing to do if you wanted to make a video on something would be just to disable the comments. So yeah, if you're gonna start YouTube, you kind of have to know what kind of videos you're gonna make, and kind of no matter what you do anyway, you're always gonna have trolls. Now there's a difference between trolls and then just annoying assholes. Trolls are the ones that will come by and they'll just say something stupid and then they'll leave. Assholes are the ones that keep coming back for more of it, and I have one of those already, and I haven't heard from him for about a year. But I'm sure he's still watching my videos, because every now and then I'll get a dislike on my videos, so I figured it's probably him. But since he knows that he's not getting to me anymore, he's not getting on my nerves, he's not bothering. Because you have to learn how to deal with trolls, and once you learn how to deal with them, when you see their comment, it's just like you never even saw it, and you just go on to the next one. You don't even read it. So, well, it depends on what kind of videos you're doing. If you're doing high-end videos, it's going to take a lot of time to make them and edit them, because you want them to look good. So, yeah, but what are you going to do? So, for me, a lot of my videos are just kind of thrown together and that's it. That's just what I do. I don't really spend a lot of time, so. The Farm Boss is doing good. I used it a little bit earlier this summer. I had a log to cut up. It hasn't ran since, but it's there if I need it. So. Yeah, I watched some of his videos too, and at the beginning I was kind of somewhat like that too, but I've kind of gotten better. That's something he needs to work on, is his camera. That's another main thing too, is you got to have good quality videos, and you need to make sure that you're not doing this with your camera. You got to keep it still, or you're just gonna piss a lot of people off and annoy them. He doesn't watch my videos anymore, really. And he doesn't really upload, so when I do watch his videos, it doesn't really bother me. So, but he's not the only guy that's been like that. There's a lot of people that are probably a lot worse than him too, and I've seen it. And you kind of just don't want to watch their videos because they make you sick after a while. Because of too much motion. So. That's why I try to just set my cameras up somewhere so they don't move. So yeah. No, I'm not talking about Tractor Guy. I'm talking about Beartech. Tractor Guy, or Double a Strike as it was before. He did fairly good on video making. There's, So, he needs to learn a couple things as well, but He's kind of got it down a little bit. I'm sorry for the ding if you heard it. So, but yeah. So I wasn't very good at making videos either back in the day, but I've gotten a little bit better. But I'm not making high-end videos, so I'm not gonna bother. Double a Strike no longer uses that channel. He uses Tractor Guys, something. Look in the live comments there. You'll see his name. There's another guy that was talking about him. That's the channel he's using now. He's also got a tech channel as well for all his tech stuff. So, what's going on, bud? How did I meet him? You know, honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if he found my channel or if I found his channel. I really don't know. Usually I can remember when I meet people's, channels for the first time, but unfortunately I don't remember his. We've been friends for a few years now, and with him being busy with his fire department job and schoolwork, or college work, whatever the hell it is, he doesn't have time to watch my videos either, so. But, yeah. No, he lives by New York or somewhere around there, and I live here in Minnesota, so it'd be quite the drive if he wanted to come and meet me or something. People are just not going to do that, so what are you going to do? But yeah, since I got some viewers here, I'm going to ask this question again. I know my first viewers are going to probably get kind of annoyed by this, but I got more people involved now in this video, so I kind of like to know. What do you guys think about me selling chicken eggs to make some extra money? Like, what if I got into that? So, I liked his Jimmy, but it died on him, unfortunately. That's kind of another vehicle I've been kind of eyeballing, but just not that color. So if I could find one in great shape, I'd probably buy one, but yeah. So I was just thinking of maybe getting some chickens, and because we won't be able to sell them during the winter because we're not going to be doing it year round. I'm not even sure if we could around here because it actually gets cold here. So I'm not really sure what it would take to start selling eggs. I suppose you'd have to have cartons made up, or you'd have to buy them somewhere, and then you'd have to have your name put on them, and all that kind of crap, and you'd have to have so many chickens to make so many damn eggs. So, Chevy Tahoe, I'm not really too sure what they look like. I've heard of them, but I don't remember what they look like, so I'd have to look it up, but I don't know. I don't really have... My trusting issue with GM in general is kind of gone downhill a little bit. Chrysler and everyone's, they have their problems as well, but it just seems like GM's the worst. If I could stay away from GM, it'd be nice, but I know that's probably not going to happen. So, Ford Explorer, I'm not a big fan on Fords, but I could take a look. But I'd rather stick to, I'd rather just stay away from GM and altogether. And maybe just stick with a Chrysler product. But Chrysler's got their problems too, but it just seems like GM's the worst. So, and I don't know what Ford is. I don't know if Ford's part of GM or if Ford's on their own thing or what. So, yeah, I've looked at those Dodge vehicles as well. Anything's up for... I can look at anything and I guess kind of see what I think, but if shit hits the fan, then I will be looking for a vehicle. So, Yeah, I don't really want anything new. Um, so those EcoBoosts, I think they're a lot more money. So I'm sure they're fine trucks or whatever, but it's just, I don't know. If I was to get a diesel or get a Ford pickup, it would have to be a diesel, like a Duramax, or not a Duramax. I mean a Power Stroke or whatever they call them. Because there's not really a lot of reliability in gas engines. I mean, they're there, but long term, 20, 30 years from now, that gas engine is not going to be running. Not like a diesel would. A diesel would last probably 100 years easily, if you take good care of it, but I don't know. Yeah, if they're selling it for 300, then there's got to be something wrong with it. And I don't want someone else's mess. I want to find something that's running, maybe at a dealer lot where it's actually been serviced and stuff. So, but whatever. We'll worry about that when that time comes, if shit hits the fan. Which I got a feeling it probably will happen again, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I know dealers will kind of rip you off, but you just kind of have to really watch out. They kind of did it to my sister too when she bought her 2007 Saturn Ion. They were tacking crap on her bill, and she didn't even know about it. And she finally realized it, and she's like, I didn't even want this crap anyway. So they kind of put stuff on your bill that you don't need, and you don't know about it until later on, and you're like, there goes a few $100 I just wasted on that, when I could have went into an actual down payment for the car. So you just gotta watch out for dealers, but you also gotta watch out for people on the street too when you buy cars off the street, because you don't know if you're buying the world's biggest piece of shit or what. So yeah, probably should get one of those. But we'll see. So, but yeah. I was gonna stop at the farm there today, but I didn't feel like it. I was just feeling kind of wore out from the allergy attack, so just went straight home and said the fucking hell with it for the rest of today. So, doing better now, but fucking allergies, dandelions, whatever the hell it is. So, well, can't read any of these comments. I don't know. I'd have to see how much those eggs go for. I didn't read that last comment. So, yeah, I've tried selling wood. No one buys the wood around here. It's like, just give it to me for free or whatever, I have thought about putting a wood stove in my house to heat it, but, it's just, if you ever wanted to get insurance, then you never could get insurance, because if you have a wood stove in your house, then you can't get insurance. I don't know why. It's just part of their thing. I would definitely not be selling eggs for 88 cents. The only reason why the store ones are 88 cents is because they're fake. They're junk. I'd probably be selling mine for probably $1.50 or $2, because they're going to be natural. They're not going to be chemicals. They're going to be right out of the chicken's ass, going right into the box, right to the damn store. It's not going to be processed or any of that gay shit. I don't need that. So 5 eggs for $5 or 5 cartons for $5? That'd be kind of steep. 5 eggs for $5. I don't know. I'd probably just sell a carton. So, yeah, 5 eggs for $5. I don't think that would be really worth it. You know, that people would probably just think that's kind of a ripoff. So I think I'd rather just sell a carton of them for. I don't know why the FDA would even get involved. I don't know why, because I'm not doing stuff chemically, you know. So I'm not doing it that way. If they were to turn me down, like, no, you cannot sell eggs unless you process them, I'd be like, fuck you. Then I'd just sell them right out of my shop then. You know, because it's at that point I'd basically be self-employed. You know, screw it. So I don't know what the FDA would get involved for, really. I don't really see reasons why they would have to, but I suppose if you were, they would probably want to see how you're doing it, you know, maybe, and they'd probably have to verify it, make sure it's, you know, they're getting healthy, they're laying healthy eggs. But I don't know. I don't think it really matters too much, so. Well, probably because they're doing something wrong is probably why they're getting shut down. You know, I mean, you see it on TV that companies are selling stuff and, you know, and then they end up poisoning the world, you know, or people that buy it, and then that's when the FDA steps in because they're not, you know, doing it properly. And that's when you're doing it with chemicals. Never mind, you know, doing it organically. Organically is, you know, it's a totally different animal. But, you know, you just got to keep them clean, keep them happy, and you're good. Yeah, well, that e-cig stuff, the only reason why they're trying to shut them down is just because they think it's not doing the world any good. You know, I don't know if there's a difference between, I mean, they say that the e-cigarettes are supposed to be better for you, and then now they're saying that they're bad for you. Well, the only reason why they're saying something is because the companies that are selling cigarettes with the tobacco in it, they're getting hurt by it. They're not making a big paycheck anymore like they were back in the day. So they're the ones going after the FDA to shut them down because they want to make a bigger chunk, because they're losing a big chunk of money. Because everyone thinks that by smoking e-cigarettes, they're not hurting themselves and they're not hurting the environment, and they're not hurting people around them. You know, that's the only reason why the FDA is going after them, is because the cigarette companies, the tobacco companies are going after them to tell them to do something about it. That's what I heard anyway. You know, I think that's the only reason why they're saying something. Regular cigarettes, I think, are more harmful than those e-cigarettes. I don't really know what goes into making those. You know, so whatever. That's just the way it is. Every company gets butthurt. You know. Am I still voting for Trump? In a way, yeah, but the things that are stopping Trump are the court systems, you know. Trump wanted to ban them from coming into this country, you know, the Muslims, and just because they got a fucking visa doesn't mean shit. They shouldn't be allowed in this country because they're terrorists. But the court system doesn't want them here, or wants them here, you know, because they have a visa and they have the right to fly. Well, who cares? Anyone with the fucking common sense would know that Muslims are terrorists, regardless if they say they're good people or not, and just let them, ban them, be done with it. Yeah, sharing that information is bullshit too. It's like, yeah, you don't need to be doing any of that. Like, It kind of just sounds like Trump wanted to be this big badass, but now he's just like trying to be a big bully, which was kind of like what Hillary was going to be like too. She's going to be a big bully and then try to take laws away and stuff. It's like, just stop. We don't even need a president. Why can't we all be the presidents and just we all get together and talk it out? We don't need the court systems. We don't need a judge. We don't need, a president. We don't need that shit. So, that's just how I feel about it. So, yeah, well, they probably hate him because he's making choices that were not part of the plan. That he didn't even say anything about. He strictly said everything that he was talking about was strictly just about Muslims, and and that he wanted to make this country better. How do you think cutting what the fuck is it called now? I think it was the health insurance or something, and then there was the low income. So yeah, I'm still thinking about getting a gun license. So, but pulling those two things from people is not going to help. So, The Rock? Who the fuck's The Rock? You mean Kid Rock? Or... I don't know what The Rock is. Oh, I don't know who The Rock is from the WWE. I don't watch that. But the bottom line is pretty much, everyone's going to be, there's going to be they're going to be idiots. So, yeah, I don't know what trackers are. EFI or whatever. I don't know if mine is or not. Seems to start pretty good in the wintertime, so I don't know. And what's going on with the Russia thing again? I don't really know what's going on with that. I haven't really been on the Russia and Syria. What's going on with that? I suppose it's fucking Trump related. Yeah, this world's got pretty fucked up. Well, the thing is too is that this country does not learn how to fight back. Now everyone says that violence is not the answer. It kind of should be the answer when you got other people coming after you and blowing your face up. It's called revenge, and that's what we need to do. If I was president, I would have sent a nuclear bomb over to the ISIS and just blew them all up. Blew the whole goddamn country up and be done with it. And then we'll take the damn country over and we'll claim it as ours and we'll just go put a bunch of other assholes on there. So, why I did not buy the XM48 because I didn't think of it at the time. Here's the thing about that news thing there. You cannot watch every news channel in this world, okay? I believe it was CNN, and then there was a few other ones. They're reporting false news, false information. That's another reason why Trump is getting mad at them, and so is the world, because they're now realizing people, us fucking Americans, finally joining us now. They are putting false information on TV that's not correct. And they're always making other people look bad. So, channels like CNN and those other channels need to be banned from the airwaves because they're false. I know there's, I think, one or two other news channels that are real. MBYR 31 was talking about them, and I don't know what they were now, but apparently they're the only actual good channels left. So, Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's believing it. You know, that's the problem. It's... Yeah, CNN, Clinton News Network, yeah. That's what it is. That's probably what it is, too. It's probably Clinton related. It's... Maybe Clinton owns it. You know? But it's bullshit. That's why I don't watch the news anymore. You know, I've never watched the fucking news because I honestly do not give one fuck what goes on in the other part of the world. So, well, it kind of sounds like they both out of this go fuck themselves and fuck off because apparently they're not really doing what they claim that they're doing. Trump wants to build the wall. Don't know if that's going to be happening. He wants Mexico to pay for it. I don't know. Apparently Mexico's not wanting to pay for it. Trump did sign a piece of paper saying that the pipeline over here in North Dakota needs to continue. And they did it. And, of course, the Indians are pissed off. Get over it. Yeah, I'm not too sure about ABC. I'm not 100% sure on that. You know, so... Yeah, I don't know if Fox is real either. I'm not sure. So... Well, if the wall is hurting farmers, then they ought to fence around it then. Instead of just trying to go straight through it. Just fence around, find their property line, and go around it. So, then it won't hurt them. Well, there are, from what I heard anyway, there were some news channels that are actually real. So, but, and CNN is fake. Do I have any crops? We just planted grass seed yesterday, I believe. Go watch part 1 of the seeding video that I uploaded tonight. Earlier today, I mean. Earlier tonight, whatever the fuck it was. Around 5:30 my time is when I upload. Part 1 of putting grass down. It's got all different kinds of grass mixtures in with it. So we did that. Went over it with the harrow a couple times, and then we're just gonna leave it and pray to God that it fucking grows. If it don't grow, then we're screwed. But so the young guy hired someone to put the grass seed in. He was talking about putting in wheat with it. I don't know if he still plans on doing that. He's just waiting for better weather to come around now. Or if he's just not going to do that. I don't really know. He didn't really say. That's what I thought. He said, that's what he said earlier, is that he was going to plant grass and wheat together. But I think he has to bring his seed drill down in order to put the wheat in. So I guess whenever he feels like doing that, I guess that's when he'll do it. If he'll do it, I don't know. So I missed that one comment. See here. The hay crop is going to be split between us and the young guy. So that tractor, I believe that yellow thing, I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but they call it a three-wheeler. I think a three-wheeler spreader or something like that. They're pretty handy, and you can get a lot done with them. So, comments again. Who is the young guy? The young guy is the guy that is farming our land now with us. We're not really renting land out, and well, in a way we kind of are. What we're doing is we split the work 50-50, and then we take 50% of the hay, and he'll take the other 50% or whatever. But now he wants to up it to 60%, so then we get a little bit less, but we we still manage to make, we still have plenty of hay left over, so it's not gonna hurt. So, but the hay is kind of ours too, so. Yeah, I would do it myself, but we don't have the equipment to do it. So. No, mother's not a farmer, and she don't want nothing to do with the farm. She's more of a city slicker, I think, than anything else. So. But yeah, I would do the land ourselves, but we don't have the equipment to do it, and that's going to take years to get. So. And again, you have to work your ass off in order to do that. Well, I have to start somewhere, and cattle, as of right now, we have to work together. I can't just hop on a tractor, go get a drill, and do it myself, because I don't have that kind of money, and it's just not there. I just can't do it. So, as of right now, we're splitting it. So he pays for some of it, and then I guess we pay for a little bit of it, and then we can take a little bit of it ourselves, and then he takes the rest. So. Well, since the young guy's been taking over, he's been pretty much doing it himself, and I just kind of watch. But I will help out a little bit, like move equipment around if he needs it. But when the old timer was here, I had to help him a lot more because since he was older, he really couldn't move around too well. And I always had to be there for him because he always had breakdowns and stuff because his equipment is just old and beat up. So since he's not doing it anymore, I probably really don't need to be out there. But it's nice to make videos of it, And if he needs a ride from one end of the field to the other, I can just hop him he can hop on the four-wheeler. So, getting upset. When was I getting upset? When there was just weeds in there? Because at the time there was only weeds in there, and we can't have that. He should have been here a month ago. But see, the thing is, he's busy. And then the rain moved in. So, if I could have done it myself, that grass would have already been probably like 3 inches tall, with fertilizer on top of it. So, where's the cats? They're all outside somewhere. That's probably another good job to do too, is maybe mowing some lawns for people. So, yeah. Well, it's not really his crops. It's 50-50, so we get a little bit of it and he gets a little bit of it. So. Yeah, no one would want my cats, so. Yeah, I don't know if I could mow 20 lawns, unless there were small sections, I just never could do it then. So. But yeah. See, another thing too is about that young guy and his crops. If you don't get crops in right away, then your growing season is very, very short. So now with him putting grass in, late now, we may not even be able to cut it this year. Unless we get a shit ton of rain or something. So. Yeah, you burn a lot of gas mowing people's yards, but you gotta charge a lot too to make up for your gas and your time wasted. So I missed that comment. I get money from a certain company, or 2 different companies from my truck wreck that I got into a few years ago. So I make money there. Nah, I don't think there's any jobs online. If they were, they would require you to get a GHD or whatever the fuck it's called, and that I'm never going to be able to get. So that's why I was kind of thinking of maybe just trying to see if I can get into maybe selling eggs at the local grocery store. See if they would accept me there or whatever. And just see if they would sell. Maybe they'd just sell so good. Maybe they would, go further away. So I'm not able to really work a full 8-hour job or longer because it's just my body's just not going to allow me to do that. So just can't do that. My body's not used to that kind of work. But I am farming though, but that's kind of, as of right now, that just seems like part-time because we're not doing a lot all the time, but it's just my business, my cattle business is very, very small. Now when I get up to 10 cows and beyond that, that's going to require me there a lot more and a lot more attention from me because I got to do more with them. One cow is not really worth my time to go check up on it because my uncle's there 99% of the time. Let him do it. So well, it's just from that big truck wreck I got into, it kind of messed up my body, and I can't work. So not at that kind of a job. And plus, I want to be self-employed. I don't want to work for other people. Yeah, I know I don't have 10 cows, but my goal is to get there. Welcome back, man. I didn't even know you left. When did you say that? Maybe you just didn't say anything at all then. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, to get 10 cows, it would, it's going to take a lot of work. And, it's just going to take time. Everyone just thinks that I can go buy 10, 20 cattle today, buy all this fancy equipment, and start farming. That's not an option here, okay? I'm not a millionaire, okay? I'm starting my farming career from the ground up. Oh, okay. So that's just something that people don't seem to understand, and that kind of gets on my nerves a little bit because I get that question so much, and I explain it to them, but they don't understand it. So, well, yeah, things don't come easy, but I can't get a job either. There's just, I don't want to work for people around here because they're assholes for one thing, and a lot of jobs require a GHD or whatever the fuck they call them nowadays. I don't have that. I'm never going to be able to get that. So, cool, man. So that's not going to happen. Like I said, I want to be self-employed. I like to make my own money and just do stuff my way, And to make more money, I think, getting into the cattle business, that's going to be a little bit rough going, but once you're there, you're there. I think if I wanted to make a little bit extra money, I should maybe try getting into selling some eggs or something in those lines. So that's another thing too that people don't understand too, is that I live in a small town and there are very small jobs. So I do have an income, man. It's just that it's not paying for equipment. It's paying for food, my lights, my house bills, and then yet I'm in debt on top of all that. So if I wasn't in debt, I'd probably have some more money to spare to upgrade some things. So that's just the way it is around here, I don't live in a rich-ass town. I don't. So that's kind of the reason why I thought maybe trying to sell some eggs would work, Now, I'm not going to drive for an hour and a half to work. That's just ridiculous. My sister did that, and doing that's just gonna wear out your vehicle so fast that it it wouldn't be worth it. And then again, I don't have a vehicle, so vehicles are just too much money, and I gotta work up for that too. But I'm sure I'll probably end up with my grandma's vehicles when she passes on. So I'll probably basically get a car for free. So that won't be a big deal, but so no, they're not excuses, man. It's the truth. You don't live on my side of the world, you know. So yeah, I just don't want to work for people. You know, it's not worth it. So maybe you don't agree with my things. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and you know, I'm just not gonna deal with it. So I'm just gonna live life my way. You know. Yeah, it doesn't shine on anyone. So no, I'm just gonna have to work my way up. You know. And that's the problem with working with other people too. The bosses, sometimes they can be dicks, you know. So, and people around here don't like us, and I don't like them. So why work for them? Why should I work for people that don't like me? Answer me that. You know. Oh, just because I get an income? Yeah, I don't need someone giving me the stink eye every time I walk into the office. So. Whatever. You can believe that if you want, man. That's fine. So, no one tells you to watch my videos. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. And at that point, I'm just gonna end the live stream and go on and do something else. So, yeah, YouTube's never gonna make you enough money though. That's YouTube's never gonna give you a big paycheck. You'd have to have so many subscribers to do that. So. You know, YouTube's not ever going to make you money, so. Well, you know what, man? If you want to help, you know, get some things rolling for me, then you can pay for it. Then how about that? You know, if you're sick and tired of listening to me talk about shit, then maybe you ought to start donating your paychecks then, and paying for the shit then. I don't make a lot of fucking money, man. I don't. So. Unless you would like to be my little donate buddy and donate money to me all the time. Can't help you there. So. Well, whatever. So. What kind of bug that is. I've never seen that before. I'll get out of here. So. Yeah, you work hard for your money, but do you work? Are you self-employed or do you work for another person? You know, for me, I want to be self-employed. So I'll rather do something that I actually enjoy instead of working for someone else and I don't enjoy it. So that means, you know, be a farmer and work my way up. You know, that's the way my grandpa started as well. Do you think my grandpa started with every piece of equipment? No, he did not. He bought one tractor, bought one cow, and worked up from there. That's how you fucking do it in this country. You just don't go out and buy every piece of equipment in the planet and start. You know. Now, if you're a millionaire farmer and you grew up on that, and you're a son, you know, then you'll inherit all that equipment. You know. So. You know, for us, that's not an option. I didn't grow up with 20 tractors, 20 combines, 20, you know, this and that. I started my operation with one cow and one tractor. So, yeah, I may be a grandson, but I didn't inherit anything besides just a chunk of land. That's all I got. And I legally don't even own that. Technically it's still my grandma's. So, you know. Yeah, I'll inherit all that stuff when my grandma passes on. So, yeah, see it right there, Bear Tech. He's gonna inherit his farm from his mom and dad when they pass on. He's already got it fucking made because he's already in the business. I'm starting my business from the ground up. Because when my grandpa retired, he didn't leave anything behind and everything was wore out. So everything that's wore out is not worth rebuilding unless you're going to just rebuild it for show. But then you're spending a lot of money doing that. I don't want to spend lots of money fixing old equipment, you know. I'd rather just get something that's working and I can use it right away. Not take 3 years to rebuild something. You know. So people like Bear Tech have it made. Now, yes, I have it somewhat made as well because I'll be inheriting land. But I'm not inheriting equipment. I'm not inheriting cattle. I am buying all that. You know. That's how my uncle started. My uncle started with a cow. And he already had the tractor because they inherited that when my great-grandma and grandpa died. So, and that's already getting wore out. So, I want to make it happen. Trust me, I do. The thing that's slowing me down right now is equipment. Okay? So, when I buy a tractor, which I already did, I need to put a loader on it, I need a baler, and I need a cutter or a mower, whatever you want to call them. Once I get just those 3 things, I'm good. So, yeah, well, a job's not an option. That's what I'm telling you. There are no jobs around here. So, I'd have to find a way to where I can make a living at the farm without spending a lot of money. So, like I've used for earlier as an example, selling eggs. Okay, getting into the egg business a little bit to make some kind of an extra income coming in. So then I'd be making 3 incomes instead of just the 2 or 1.5, what you want to call it. Well, as of right now, it's only been 1 because that cow didn't produce a calf. It did, but it died, so it didn't make any money off there. So I want to find, something easy. So his comments are just rolling in so fast I can't keep up with them. It's ridiculous. Come on here. Give me that comment. I missed it. Come on. So, well, I wanted to try the egg business because I just wanted to see how it would turn out. I thought it would be a good idea, to try. So, getting your cats fixed. Okay, I already got mine fixed, so thank God I don't have to deal with any more fucking breeding. So, what about a plan? Well, the plan for right now is to just see where the next few years will take me. Because things can go wrong. And if my grandma decides to be a bitch again, okay, then I'm going to sell out. And then I'm just going to sell out, and then I'm just going to go do something else for a while. So, yeah, I know time is ticking, but, that's the only thing I can do. I just can't go out and start any kind of a business tonight because it's not going to happen. If I wanted to let's say if I did start selling eggs, okay, well, I'm probably going to have to go and probably get a license or something, do it legally. Because I don't think you can just box up eggs and take it to your local grocery store and be like, hey, can I sell this here? I don't think it works like that. If it did, then everyone would be fucking doing it. So I gotta look into the egg thing and then see what that'll take, and to see what it takes. So things are just gonna tick. They're just gonna have to tick by, you know. So, well, I think for the FDA, I can look that up online and see what they talk about on there, and see what they say about stuff like that. It really shouldn't be too hard, but that's the thing I got to look into as well. I just thought it would be a good second income machine, you know, to make a little bit extra money to maybe help pay off a bill or whatever. So, you know. So, but yeah. But I'm probably going to look into that and then just, you know, see what they say, get some information on it, and because, you know, buying chickens is fairly cheap. It's not, you know, it's going to cost me $1 million or anything stupid like that. It's fairly cheap. So I missed that one again. I don't want to see that. Get out of here. I don't know if chickens are $20 because usually we can get a. What's going on, Chad? Usually we can get about 6 to 8 eggs and hatch them ourselves for a little bit less than it would be to actually go buy some chickens. Because we already have like the incubators and stuff like that, so that's no problem, you know, to grow our herd that way as well. Just makes it more entertaining as well to do that, you know, to raise them yourself instead of buying them already fully grown and all that kind of gay stuff. So, but yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely going to look into it because I kind of would definitely like to get into that. I think that would be kind of an interesting hobby to do. Like it would, I probably wouldn't make 10 grand, obviously, but there's so many comments rolling in. I just can't keep up with it. So, yeah, I'll take them for free. Oh, I turned my camera around. Sorry about that. Flip around. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. So. Well, I'm not doing nothing. I mean, I do have a cow, you know, and we were out yesterday? I think it was yesterday. We did put some seed in the ground. So that's step one of starting my business, is that we have to get fresh hay put in the ground. So, you know, that's step one. And then just keep going from there. So get some fresh hay put in the ground and get more hay, good hay, and then just pray to God that my cow will have a girl, a baby girl, and then I have 2 cows. And then if I feel like it, which I think I might do next year, I might actually buy another cow. So then if I have another one, I'll have 3. So yeah, you're doing something, Rick. So doing something right. So yeah, that's pretty much the bottom line, is that you gotta work your ass off in order to get a decent paycheck. So, you know, well, next year will be a better year, but they're still gonna be talking. So right now I'm just live streaming, you know, for fun. So all that kind of good stuff. So. Right now, I'm just putting seed in the ground, you know, waiting for the rain to make it grow and waiting for the bowl to do its thing. Then we probably should be Hopefully next month. Hopefully next month we'll be putting some hay on the ground. So. Well, the only way I can show you that kind of stuff is if when it starts popping up and we can actually do something with it. So right now, not much worth showing. Besides the cows eating grass, if you'd like to watch that for 2 hours. You know. It's waiting on the bull to do its thing too, you know. That takes time as well. That bull's going to be here for probably about a month, so. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Yeah, you know, act on your plans now. I'm gonna look into that egg business thing and just kind of see what it would take to do, and then just basically, I just got to read up on it and see what it will take to start that kind of a business. You know, because buying chickens is not a hard thing to do, and my grandma seems to enjoy doing that. So. Well, sometimes you kind of, for us anyway, we just have to wait around, you know. Now, I'm in the shop. I just got done cleaning it up in here a little bit. It was a fucking mess. Finally cleaned the workbench off. Still got to get the gate project done, too. I think I'm basically done with that. I just got to put my sign on it and go move a post and then put it in, so. Well, waiting around, to get paid off well, it depends on what you're doing. You know, selling cattle, that takes time too, to make a baby, wait for the baby to grow up, see what sex it is, and then if it's a boy, you sell it. If it's a girl, you keep it if you want. That's there alone is a waiting game. And that's actually what kind of sucks, because I was looking forward to having a calf last winter, and it never happened, so. I need money now. Well, I make money. It's just that none of that money really goes into farming. I'm trying to invest in a sprayer. I'm going to try to invest in a sprayer next month. So, I get a little bit of YouTube money too, but I don't do fuck all. That YouTube money that I'll be getting at the end of the month is going to be going in for next month to see if I can invest in that sprayer, so that I can start spraying weeds. So yeah, not much you can do. So yeah, but see, the thing too is what's going to be going on there is how long will it take for that egg business to take off? I could go start that tomorrow, get my license, whatever, do all that crap, get some chickens, get some eggs. How long will it take before I sell a card? I don't know if people around here are into that kind of stuff. I don't really know. So. Nah, there's no money to be made in YouTube. Unless you got like 1 million subscribers, and that I definitely do not have. So, no, the YouTube paychecks basically just go for whatever. So hopefully this month that YouTube check will go into part of the investment for the sprayer, which will be useful later on in life as well when I got fresh grass growing, and I don't want weeds in it. Can't have weeds in your good hay if you're going to feed that to your cattle. If you want to make the most money out of your cattle, you have to feed them good hay so they grow up good and have good calves. So, the people that make a good living on YouTube probably have like 1 million subscribers or more. So my paycheck's very small. So wish it would get bigger, but it's not going to. Surprisingly, though, YouTube never did cut my paycheck. like they have to other YouTubers, which is funny. A lot of big YouTubers are saying that their paychecks have been cut in half, because of the pulling the ads. I've never noticed it, so. Yeah, I mean, the weed problem, though, it's kind of our land, so it kind of should be our problem as well. We can't put every problem on him. We kind of should do our half of the work, too, just not just sit around and be like, we'll let him do everything because he has everything. That's not an option. That's why I was kind of hoping that I could just get a sprayer and maybe get some kind of a good chemical that I can spray on the hay and just to kill the weeds off. And then maybe we'd get a good hay crop a little bit this year, and then maybe it would be better next year. So, but the young guy said if I wanted to spray, he said to wait to after he cuts and bales it. So, no, the sprayer I'm looking at is about $320, and I think it's big enough for what the hell I'm going to be doing with it. So, it's not like I need a huge sprayer. So, yeah, I'm never going to win those lotto things. So, I've been sitting too long, boys. My back is starting to kill me. So yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with a $320 sprayer. At least that's more reasonable than like one that's worth like $1,500. So. But yeah. And plus that $320 sprayer, it's got a 40-foot spraying width on it. If that's very accurate, I don't know, but 40 feet's pretty good. Yeah, the sun's gone down here pretty quick. I'm going to be heading in here in the next few minutes. This is the longest I've ever live streamed, so. But yeah, the sun's down now a little bit, so. It's going to be another busy day tomorrow, too, because I'll be freaking trimming, so. Not really too sure if I want to go do that ditch or not, so. I've been on for 2 hours and 12 minutes, 13 minutes now. 2 hours and 13 minutes. That's the longest I've ever live streamed. So. But, yeah. And I gotta talk to my grandma about it, too, and see what she would think about the egg business as well. Because I'd be using her buildings, so. I mean, I guess I could do it here, too. So. Yeah, you just kind of caught the tail end there. So. Yeah. I don't even know if I could even raise chickens. Well, you can raise chickens in the wintertime, but I don't think they would lay eggs during the winter. I know that my grandma said that you could feed them some kind of a special feed and they would push out eggs longer, but if they do it when it's minus 40 out, I don't really know. So. Yeah, so that's something else I gotta look for too, is how long can they lay eggs, So. But I just thought maybe selling eggs would be kind of an interesting thing to try. At least it'd be some money coming in. It'd probably be a little bit more than what YouTube's definitely paying me. But it's not going to pay a lot. If I could sell, let's just say if I could sell $1,000 worth of eggs a month, that would be pretty good. Would it happen? I could make it happen if I decided to sell further away. So, yeah. I'll have to look that up on YouTube. Maybe there'll be some YouTube videos on it, how to sell eggs. That'd probably be a good start there, too. Kind of just play around with it a little bit and stuff. But there's a nice blue Dodge Ram pickup truck sitting there. So I might take a little bit longer than 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You know. It depends on what it would take to start, so. But it really shouldn't be too bad, you would think, anyway, but, you know, I've always been wrong before on that kind of stuff, but. What the hell kind of noise was that? That sounds weird. Sounds like a grinder, maybe? So. So, yeah. Dream vehicle would probably be that blue Dodge Ram sitting over there. That one right there. But remove all the DFF bullshit or DEF or whatever. Straight pipe it. Be good. So, yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting too if you could make some egg salad sandwiches or something like that too and sell that as well. That'd be another good thing too. You know, but we'll just try the egg thing first, see how that would kind of play out. So, but anyways, guys, I think I'm going to take off. I'm getting tired and I'm losing viewers anyway. So maybe I'll try to live stream tomorrow. I wanted to live stream earlier, but not many people are, I guess, were home, so I'm not going to really bother. So maybe I'll try to see if I feel like live streaming tomorrow or something. I don't know. Not much is going to be going on. So maybe I won't do one for a little while. I don't know. We'll see. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So hope you guys enjoyed the live stream and all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Take her easy.